Hi guys, this is Elizabeth Cermak with Your Highest Light Master Life Coach, here every Tuesday at 3:33 to talk to you about your favorite topic and mine, attracting and creating your most beautiful life. And I'm here live on Facebook and Instagram, and this video will also be on YouTube later, so if you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and like the video if you like it, subscribe to my channel by clicking that bell, and you will be notified when I put a new video up. I will also be putting this on IGTV later, so it's going to be everywhere. So wherever you're watching it from, go ahead and like it or comment, give me an emoji, tell me where you're watching from, hashtag replay if you're watching it on the replay. So I'm outside today, the first video outside, yay, let's get a round of applause. I'm so excited, I was actually kind of sweating earlier. So we're outside, how amazing is this, finally. But anyway, so today we're going to be talking about how to get unstuck. So I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to hear to get unstuck in this life. And this video today is dedicated to my friend Carmela. I went shopping with her yesterday. We went to the nursery and she told me she wanted the next video, she'll be watching this later, to be of me with this in the background. So this is for her, this interesting, cool plant that I got yesterday at the nursery. So Carmela, this video is for you. I love you. Anyway, okay, so let's get going. So we're going to talk about exactly what you need to hear to get moving, to move forward in your life. And we all need to hear something very specific and unique. So actually, I'm going to help you uncover what you need to hear in order to move forward and in your life. So, okay, we're going to get a little deep today and a little therapy-ish today. So I'm going to explain. So a lot of times we are stuck, and we all know these days, we all know about these subconscious beliefs that hold us back, right? So our subconscious beliefs, they actually can either help us or they can hold us back. So we're all aware that we have subconscious beliefs. Remember, a belief is just a thought we tell ourselves over and over and over and over again. But the question is always, how do we change these subconscious beliefs, these underlying beliefs that we probably don't even know that we have? And I'm going to talk about it today. So whenever I ask my clients, my coaching clients, I say, what is your obstacle to getting to this goal? They always tell me the same thing. I shouldn't say always, almost always tell me the same thing. And that is themselves. They always say, I am my own obstacle. I am my own worst enemy, right? So that's so true for all of us. We get in our own way. Our beliefs, our thoughts, our actions, our results. So our beliefs, our thoughts are what really gets in our way. So it starts with us, right? We're the only ones who can tell us what we need to hear. We are the only ones. The strangers out there can't tell you what you need to hear. They've got their own thing going on. Your husband, he's not going to be able to always tell you what you need to hear. He's a human being too, right? He's dealing with his own stuff. Your parents, friends, people cannot tell you what you need to hear. It needs to come from you. You need to tell yourself what you need to hear. And we're going to figure out what it is you need to hear, because that is the question today. So, like I said, a lot of my clients will say, when I ask them, what is your obstacle? They will say it's myself. And if you guys are commenting, it's a little bright. Like right now I could see, but if I don't see your comment, especially on Instagram, I will comment, I will respond later. I will watch it back and I will comment back, okay? So, I want you guys, first of all, how do we overcome ourselves as our obstacle? Well, what we need to do is we need to become our own best friends. We need to become our own best friend. And this sounds so cheesy. I mean, it does. It sounds literally so cheesy. And there were so many times that I heard that, and even when I was working as a therapist, and I was like, ugh, don't even tell me that. Don't become your own best friend. Sounds too cheesy. Oopsie, we're having an Instagram issue, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to kind of reboot it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we'll try one more time. Okay, so we want to become our own best friend. But the reason why us coaches and therapists and stuff like that say that is because it's so easy when you tell yourself, when you're trying to figure out like how to handle a situation or what the answer is or what you should do, it's so much easier to ask yourself to think of somebody that you love. Think of somebody that you love more than anything in this world, and you think the world of this person. You want only the best things in the world for this person. You know they can do anything they want to do. You know they are a child of God. You know that they have everything behind them. You know that the universe supports them. You support them. You love this person. What would you tell this person to do in the situation? What would you tell your best friend to do? What would you tell your daughter to do? What would you tell your niece to do? So if we think of our situation and we think, well, what would I tell her? What would I tell him? It becomes much easier to know what to do because it's so obvious when you think of somebody else. It's just harder when we think of ourselves, when we think about what to do for ourselves. So that's the first question is, what would I tell that person that I care most about in the world? How would I tell them to handle the situation? That's your answer. It's usually pretty simple, but we're going to go a little deeper than that today. So we all, as children, we're going to kind of go back. We're going to go back into the past. So take a journey with me back into the past, back into your individual, unique past. So we all, as children, we all grew up and we all heard certain things and we all took certain things to believe them and we rejected other things, right? And there were things as a child that we needed to hear. Everybody needed to hear something that they didn't hear enough. Everybody has something. And so let me be clear before I go forward, I'm knocking my bottle over here. This is not to put blame on anybody. This is not to say my parents didn't tell me what I needed to hear. I'm screwed for life. This is not about blame. This is not about guilt. It has nothing to do with that. Our parents, our society, our teachers, our mentors, everybody did the best they could. They're all human beings. They're all having a human experience. They're all spiritual beings having a human experience. They don't know what we need. They didn't know what we needed every minute. We couldn't tell them. As a child, we can't tell people. We can't really verbalize what we need. And so it would be impossible for our caregivers to do a perfect job and to tell us what we need to hear all the time. But as adults now, we can become our own parents. That's such a beautiful feeling to think about yourself as taking care of yourself. You tell yourself exactly what you need to hear. You now can become your own best friend, your own parent. We are not victims. As adults, we are not victims. We never are. So just to be very clear that, I shouldn't say we never are. There are some things that happen, yes, where people can be victims. But from what I'm talking about today, no, we're not a victim. An adult is not a victim. We can choose to think something different, and we can give ourselves exactly what we need, okay? But don't depend on anybody else to do it, and don't blame anybody else for it. You didn't tell me what I needed to hear. That's not what this is about. Okay, so we all, as children, we all needed to hear things, and how we were made, how our chemicals in our body and spiritually where we were at the time, there's certain things we needed to hear that we didn't hear. And so what I'm going to help you do today is to uncover what that was that you needed to hear. And this is a great journal assignment. So I want you to think about this, and you can write it down. I hope you have a pen and paper and you can write it down. You can pause this. Think about a time. So let's take some deep breaths. First of all, just take a few deep breaths and just get relaxed. This is not about thinking too hard. I don't want you to think too hard. I just want you to let something come to you. Kind of be light about it. Let it come to you. Think of a time when you were young and you were upset. And it doesn't have to be whatever. It's whatever comes to you. It doesn't have to be anything significant. Usually it's something pretty insignificant to everybody else. So a time when you were young that you were upset. What were you feeling? Write about what were you feeling? And what did you need to hear? What are the things that you needed to hear in that moment? And tell them to yourself right now. The other way, and so you can pause me and write about it, or you can just think about it right now. It really is more powerful though if you write it down. The other thing you can do is think about an overall feeling, an overall uncomfortable feeling maybe that you had as a child. What was that feeling? And what did you need to hear? Okay, so for me, the thing that comes to my mind for some reason is a ballet class that I was in when I was little. So a ballet class. I'm sorry, I gotta start this again. I don't know, I'm having Instagram issues. Probably because I moved outside. So, okay. So the thing that comes to me when I think about a time when I was upset, when I was little, it was going to ballet class. I was a super anxious kid, right? So I was nervous about going to ballet class. I had a stomach ache. I don't think my parents even knew. I don't think I was able to even verbalize it. I had a stomach ache. I looked on the outside like everything was fine. I was scared. And so the thing that I needed to be told was, I am brave and I am strong. I am brave, I am strong. And still to this day, if something's holding me back, if I feel scared about something, I can tell myself, I am brave, I am strong, and it helps me to move forward. Okay, so that was something that I needed to be told. That was just something with my chemical makeup, what I needed to be told as a child. And this is not, again, to blame society and say that you don't tell girls that you're brave and strong enough. Although I do wonder, I think that it's told to boys more often, right? That you're brave and strong. I don't think it's told as much to girls. That's just kind of how things are, right? So now I take responsibility and I tell myself, I am brave, I am strong. Okay, so whatever that is for you, that's just my example to give you an example. But whatever it is for you. So what did you need to hear as a child that you did not hear? And just let it come to you. It could be something like my dance class, that was insignificant. Like, I don't even know if I'm remembering it right. It doesn't matter if you are or not. It's just overall, like, it'll come to you. Whatever comes to you is what you need. It's almost like in hypnotherapy. I would do this stuff in hypnotherapy, and it was like, whatever comes is what it is. We're not analyzing it. So like when you free write, you just write it out, right? Whatever comes to you. So what did I need to hear as a child? Think of a time that you were upset as a child. What were you feeling? And what did you need to hear? And then it's your turn to become your parent, your best friend. You have freedom to do whatever you want in this life. So tell yourself what you need to hear and go out and do it. You are brave, you are strong, you are beautiful, whatever it is that you needed to hear, tell it to yourself. And the other thing is, so I probably was told I was brave and I was strong as a child, but what happens is if you tell yourself this once, what do you think is going to happen? In one ear, out the other. In one ear, out the other. You're not going to remember it. That's the subconscious conditioning, right? So we need to tell ourselves over and over and over and over again to get it in our subconscious. So your homework is to write your new thoughts down, what you need to hear, write them down 20 times a day. Write it down. Tell yourself every hour, I am brave, I am strong. That's my example. Whatever your example is. Tell yourself every hour. Write it down 20 times a day. This is going to condition you to really know it and to know it in your cells and to have it go into your subconscious. Because then what will happen is when those thoughts will soon become beliefs. Because remember, a belief is a thought we think over and over again. Those thoughts will become beliefs. And then when we start feeling differently, it'll feel off. It'll feel more uncomfortable. So you're going to start feeling brave and strong or whatever it is that you will need to feel more often. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so you are brave, you are strong, you are becoming your own parent. I worked with a client once on helping him fall asleep at night, right? And we talked about, I've worked with a lot of clients on this actually, and we talk about, tucking yourself in, treating yourself kindly, talking to yourself kindly like you would a child almost. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it's what we need. We need to take care of ourselves, and it's really up to you to do it because nobody else will do it, right? And I'm not saying that in a way where it's like negative, like nobody will take care of you or except for you. It's beautiful, honestly. Like when you decide that and you know that and you make that decision and you change, it's beautiful and it's a wonderful feeling. Okay? So hi, Dorothy. Hi, Mark. Hi, Mom. Good to see you guys. And like I said, on Instagram, I can't really see, so I will comment later. If you guys have any comments or anything like that, let me know. If you guys are looking for a coach to work with some of this stuff, this is called inner child work, basically. So in the field of psychology, when you're connecting with your inner child, it's really called inner child work. And I'm a coach who's trained to do this sort of thing. So if you need a coach to kind of figure this out, figure out what these beliefs are that are holding you back, please contact me, Elizabeth@yourhighestlight.com. I would love to hear from you. And I'm going to be having some more announcements coming up soon, which is so exciting. So I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Peace and love. This is Prudence and I signing off. Until next Tuesday at 3:33. Bye.